I used to be the type of kid that would always think the sky is falling. Why am I so differently wired? Am I a Martian?
Poetry title, The Strange Fruition. Africa, it's a place you step in and can't stop talking about. Beautiful resources from nature, but all the gain we have came with a lot of pain. So much tears cried, it was more than the deep forest rain. Today it's a land of beauty, keeping it with our hands should be our duty. We've come a long way from a rough path as we rode from the past, but we need to build a better today and make it a future that can last. Pardon me as I take you on a journey. You don't need any water, a blanket, or any money. A period with a lot of child soldiers in the 80s. Kids murdering men, women, and children. You could say it's babies killing babies. After a day's job, forced to snort gunpowder and cocaine. That's how they slit a throat and watch the blood drain. Equip an RPG, yet can't even read their own names. Used an M16 at the age of 7. Learned to rape a little after 11. Shot at 16 with an AK-47. Eyes shutting down, face up at the heavens. But you know what's worse? Watching mom and dad die. Bodies sitting outside, can't even get them a hearse. A decade where a girl's childhood was robbed, her innocence interrupted. Men say if they're lesbians they need to be corrected. Prostituted. Ask them how they coped, they snorted. With AIDS they got infected. Got pregnant, had the unborn aborted. It was ignorance that was more widespread than malaria. Thousands of women raped in 80s in Liberia. Correction, men called it in South Africa. Disheartening are the senseless killings of civilians that stemmed across Africa. Tribal hatred led to the genocide in Rwanda. Rebels fought to death over crude oil in Nigeria. In the 80s, Ethiopians won't shake hands with folks from Eritrea. Lives lost because oppression led to the uprising in Libya. Civil wars and poverty affected Liberia. Safety of women iffy in South Africa. Terrorists occupied lands and killed in Somalia. What constitutes of conflicts is a corrupt Congress, a congregation of convicts in costumes, contradicting the very concept of freedom we conceived that completed nations that began as crown-commanded colonies. All this 20th century nonsense threatened our very existence, but we're still up and running. It's called perseverance. Let's forget the negative buried in the sand. Focus on the positive and let the world visit our lands. Come to Nigeria where the music is loud. Turn around, you'll find us hollering in the crowd. Visit the beautiful safaris of Kenya. Ghana is filled with a lot of gold, and I'm not talking about the medals the strong Ethiopians sprint to own. Cameroon boasts about its strength in soccer, while Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe by volume is the world's largest and gorgeous water. Morocco's beautiful beaches are great for relaxation. Discover the pyramids in Egypt to unlock the myths of ancient civilization. Exotic jungles are found in Congo, not so far from Sierra Leone, a world abundant in precious stones. Let's keep what we have now for the next generation. What we need is to project righteousness and education. I know it's weird, I'm projecting these little rhymes. But let's all be the seeds that bloomed after hard times. I call it the strange fruition.